Hi everyone, this is LAR Games, and today I'm watching episode 1 of Infinite Dendrogram. I don't know too much about this, except for the fact that it seems to be another VR MMO anime, which I always like seeing those. They're not as fun as isekais, I think, because what's happening isn't actually happening. So it takes a little bit of the excitement or like novelty, I guess. They're just people playing a game and having fun, essentially, most of the time. But still, it's sometimes has a similar feeling to isekais. So these are a type of show that I still enjoy watching. So with that said, I don't think I know anything else about that, like not even the tone of it, or the objectives, or anything else. I just know that. So, unless I'm getting confused with another show, because I haven't looked into the shows for a little while, I may be confusing this with something else, in which case I just started something that I have zero idea of. So yeah, let's just get started and see whether I'm right or not. Yep, okay. I was right. It's always a VR MMO. They never play VR shooters or anything like that. VR rhythm games. Futuristic Beat Saber. VR MMOs are pretty interesting. I've tried some, and they're still pretty much in their infancy. They're still being developed quite intensely. Usually, you also enter your name with like a floating keyboard and stuff. Now that's very similar. Oh, of course, he made himself blonde. I guess he just always wanted to be blonde. This is a strange character creation screen. That doesn't sound very good. Oh, that's not where embryos go. I thought he was going to impregnate him. So is it some sort of creature? What the heck? I think I'd go with territory, because it seems to be like an enhancement for yourself instead of like summoning something. You bought that without knowing? I don't typically buy games that I don't know anything about. The only exception was Nier Automata, but that turned out to be a pretty lucky, a pretty positive experience. Luckily. It could have gone very wrong. Oh god, if a VR MMO did that, like, started you falling towards the world, that would be pretty freaking awesome, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody should do that. So that would make probably a lot of people, like, throw up or something. I'd like it, though. The beginning of possibility. Of course, this VR MMO is a lot more advanced than whatever we have today, since it's a full dive type. Hey, that's what he saw in the thing. I wonder what would happen if he just, like, walked the other direction. Wow. I guess there's no, PvP protection there. In the city. It's typically how healing works here. Those people in the background, though, they're very good at pretending to be statues. I'll just give them that. So is she an NPC, or can you get quests from other players? That'd be kind of an interesting mechanic. So that does explain why she was able to do damage to him. It was kind of like a scripted event. By the way, one of the things that I do like the fact that it's a VR MMO is that anything that happens, it's weird. You can kind of chalk it up to it being a glitch or something. He's not one of them pedo bears, is he? Really? Looks like a starting quest. And that still didn't interest you to even try the quest. So they basically have AI. That's something. Huh, that's kind of interesting. Well, that's we know how infinite quests usually go in games, but considering this has AI, then something might be making things up as like a virtual dungeon master that kind of has control over everyone. That's pretty interesting. I would love to play something like that. Wait, did I say dungeon master? I forgot what they're called. People who kind of tell everyone what to do in pen and paper RPGs. They're called dungeon masters, right? I don't know. I've never played one. But I like the idea of it being, like, not something that you're just imagining, but experiencing. And considering it's an AI, it would kind of, like, have infinite time and will be able to do multiple things simultaneously, much better than anything a human could do. So theoretically, one of the players could go around murdering NPCs and they wouldn't come back and it would just destroy a whole bunch of quests. Is that what you're saying? So it's kind of like a combination between an MMO and something like Dwarf Fortress or something. But considering an AI is in charge of everything, I mean, there's multiple AIs, obviously, but, like, obviously there has to be an AI in charge of the events that happen. They'd essentially be a god in this world that determines everything just to keep it interesting. If it was an actual world, that would be kind of horrific, but considering it's a game, you would want something like that. You die in real life. You need to take a timeout. So for that to be, like, not extremely annoying and infuriating, you would have to make it so it'd be kind of hard to die. So that's just how he actually looks, huh? He wasn't putting on a outfit or anything. That's his weapon, huh? I would say there's something weird about there being a minigun in a fantasy world, but I mean, I've played Terra. There's some similar things there. Oh no, it turned into an escort quest. Dang it. It's a combination of some of the worst things. Timed missions in games and escort quests. Well, that looks like the Elder Centipede in One Punch Man. Yeah, you seem like you're pretty geared up. I have seen worse 3D, by the way. That's why I didn't really comment on it. It doesn't look that bad. So it might have been the opposite of repellent. Good thing those things are pretty slow. That's a weird health bar, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but the way it decreases is a bit strange. I assume his brother gave him all that stuff? See, one of the things I like about certain, combat mechanics is that if you can successfully dodge things, with player skill, no matter how weak you are, you could still survive. Terra's kind of like that as well. It has a dodge mechanic, and enemies kind of have places they attack, and you can dodge all of them. You keep saying that. Really nice design. You're my servant. I have a command spell now. So she's a sword? That is a very awkward-looking sword. It seems he's going to be OP, which, I mean, I always like, but at the same time, I always think, like, how does this work in terms of game mechanics? If a level 0 person could defeat things like this? So I guess his ability is some sort of counter? Like, he absorbs damage and then reflects it? That's the same way the Centipede died in One Punch Man, too. I like her design except for that thing at the very top of her head. That looks a bit strange. She's gonna be fun, I guess. I imagine. Well, you already got the quest reward. It was a couple of berries. Yeah, I imagine in a game where you could actually feel and taste things, even really dumb rewards like this would be kind of enjoyable, considering you can actually interact with them in a realistic way. That's interesting as well. Hey, Brother Bear wasn't that bad of a movie. Alright, well, that was kind of fun. I liked it. Getting into VR myself, now that I'm watching VR MMO stuff, like, I used to like it before, but I didn't really think about it that much because it kind of didn't really exist in my mind, like, in actuality. But now that, post VR LAR, he he kind of sees VR fiction differently now, considering, the experience that he has. Also, I'm not really sure why I'm talking in third person, but I'm going to stop now. It's really fun seeing, the possibility of things, as they are now. The things you could do now with VR are very... It still has a lot of potential where it is now, and they just need to make it. It's going to take a lot of work, and you need to think about a lot of things, but there's way more possibilities compared to regular games. And I don't think the next big jump in anything, in terms of VR as well, but it's not going to happen until there's a drastic leap in technology, decades in the future. So VR isn't going to change too much from where it is now. It's just going to get better and better. But we're not going to be able to be at this level until there's some sort of technological leap. And it would have to be exactly this, fully integrating yourself, replacing the electric impulses from your body with headset instructions. You would kind of have to be in a sleeping state. So that's very different from what VR is right now. VR right now is essentially just a superior form of gaming. Just in terms of immersion and interaction. It isn't another reality yet. It isn't dreamlike. I mean, it feels like you're in another place, and just seeing everything and hearing everything around you is an amazing experience, but VR isn't really going to change much until it becomes something different, until it's not really VR. It's more like maybe simulated dreams or something. But yeah, I'm going to have fun with the show, I can tell. I like overpowered main characters, and I do like his familiar. The brother's kind of funny too, but I'm still a little nervous at how he was introduced. Yeah, that's it for me. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.